Okay, here is the Luke Skywalker Endor Capture on Revenge of the Jedi card. I've shown this before, but I don't think I've reviewed it, so I've got some new vintage to show you as well, vintage collection. And so this is the second release of this figure with that picture. It originally came on the Return of the Jedi card. The first release had the original, like the 1983 vintage card, and then they changed it to the Endor Capture picture on the Return card, and then they changed it to Revenge of the Jedi card. It's a really good figure, quite good likeness to Mark Hamill, looking slightly older as he did in Return of the Jedi, and he comes with a lightsaber, an unlit lightsaber hilt, and some handcuffs, which he had when he was taken to the Emperor. So on the Kenner card, it's on the European card, so at the top it's got the black stickers over the logo, and then on the back it's got a European sticker there. So that's your Return of the Jedi, Revenge of the Jedi card, European sticker, Luke. Nice figure, nice card, easy to find, yep. So there you go, Luke on the Endor Capture. This only cost £5, so it was a good price. I bought that, got this one just before Christmas. The bobble's slightly dented, and that's the way it came in the post. So it needed to be in a box rather than a posting packet. But still a nice figure, and I quite like the Lukes. So there you go. See if I can get a better shot of it. Right, going out and focus. Okay, Luke Jedi, Revenge card, Endor Capture. Okay, here we've got two vintage collection EWOKS. We've got LOGRAY and WICKET, and they're both on cards that were very similar, if not direct copies of the original vintage line from 1983, 84, and the LOGRAY is quite an amazing figure, really detailed, and WICKET's pretty cool as well. Comes with quite a few accessories. Both are small figures, and they both have offer stickers on them. So the LOGRAY has the Darth Maul offer to win the signed life-size statue, and the WICKET has the offer for the Boba Fett prototype. And well, hopefully I'll be able to get the prototype in England somehow. Okay, so both are unpunched. I got them on eBay, and they're both US cards, so they don't have all the European stickers all over them, which means that on the back they'll have a huge sticker. So LOGRAY, I recently got a Palatoy version from 1983, and I'll probably link that to this when it's uploaded. Okay, so the LOGRAY, the detailing on the fur and all that is amazing, and it comes with quite a lot of accessories. Oops. Let's just put that down. Okay, so LOGRAY just looks like how it did back in the day. The card does anyhow. And the figure's just amazing detail. The fur, everything just looks amazing. Comes with a lot of brilliant accessories: a spear, a staff, the headdress, and the satchel. And the fur just looks amazing. It's a really good figure, especially the head looks amazing. And then the sort of bird skull helmet. So this figure looks really like the picture, so it's really good. And if we look at the back of the card, we can see what wave it is. It's VC55. There's the original LOGRAY from 1983 on the Kenner card. Then the Gamorrean Guard, Han Solo, Bespin, which is really hard to find, Barriss Offee, Rebel, Fleet Trooper, and Bomb VINDIM in that wave. So it's a really nice figure. And then the WICKET is a slightly earlier release. Comes with the same, very similar card back to the original 1983-84 release, and it's a tiny figure. Comes with a alternative cape, which is at the bottom. It's green and comes with a satchel, so you can do him up as he looked in the Droids EWOKS cartoon series. and it's a really good figure. Great likeness, got the goofy teeth at the front, really black eyes, nice fur detail, as well as articulated as it could be because of its size. So it's a really good figure on the Return of the Jedi logo, and it's got the original figure there, which is a lot more smaller and simple, and other figures in the wave: Gamorrean Guard, Yoda, Luke Skywalker, Endor Capture, the Rebel Commando, and R2-D2. So it's a really good figure. Okay, so that's the two EWOKS, which are LOGRAY and WICKET. I'm glad I got these together for 14 quid on eBay. So I don't think that was too bad. It works out £7 each, and I ordered quite a few, so the postage and packaging was good. So I got this from a good seller called Martonks on eBay, and he had quite a few figures. But the more recent ones are a bit pricey, but the ones that have been around for a while, these, you know, you could buy these two for 7 quid together, so I thought I'd get them. Okay. These figures aren't standing up well. They're about to fall over. So that's your two. You've got LOGRAY and WICKET. Two EWOKS, cool figures. I think the EWOKS are more popular these days. They used to be really despised back in the day, but since Jar Jar Binks, the EWOKS are a bit more tolerated. Alright, cheers, bye. Okay, here we've got LOGRAY, the Ewok Medicine Man from 1983, and this is on a UK Palatoy card. So it's very similar to the US Kenner card. The only difference is there's no logo here. There should be a logo there, but there isn't. And the same picture, same figure. And as you can see, the LOGRAY figure is quite brown, tanned looking, and he comes with a headdress which is there with the sort of bird skull on it, and a staff which is quite elaborate and nicely detailed, and the fur on the figure looks really good. So for a 1983 figure, this LOGRAY is really good. If you compared him to the, say, 1978 Chewbacca, then Kenner has, Palatoy have really come far in making furry critters. So we've got LOGRAY. Never had this one when I was a kid. The only Ewok I had when I was a kid was Chief Chirper. And when the other Ewoks came out, I sort of lost interest because I was about 14, 15 then. Okay, so it's UK graded. So it's on it says Star Wars Return of the Jedi, LOGRAY 1983 Palatoy 65 back, rarities 2 stars, and the card gets 75, the bubble gets 75, and the figure gets 90%. The figure is very decent, and what I paid for this, you could get the same, the figure graded. It probably cost more than this. So there you go, LOGRAY. Another thing about Palatoy cards is that underneath the Return of the Jedi logo there's a sort of black bar, and the US cards never had that. This is sort of quite an international Palatoy card because it has 5 languages on the top. It has it in French, Dutch, I'm not sure what the bottom language is, German and English. So it has 5 languages on this card. So this is moving towards the sort of tri-logo card. The bubble is a Palatoy bubble, so it's clear, which is a good thing because Kenner bubbles tend to yellow, especially on Jedi cards and Power of the Force cards. But on this card it stayed clear, a bit dented at the top, that's why it got 75. You can see a bit of the dent there. And Palatoy tended to use oversized bubbles, so even though this bubble is quite small, it's still kind of big. And there's no logo there. So Palatoy sometimes, well, with up to some of the Empire Strikes Back cards, they had this really nice logo there, which was red and blue, and then they just stopped using it. Same with Meccano cards, they stopped using the logo on Return of the Jedi cards. Before that, the French cards had a really nice logo as well. But this card's designed to be sold in England, Germany, in the Benelux countries, even maybe France as well. Nice figure. Articulation, the head is fixed, doesn't move at all. Shoulders swivel and the legs swivel. And then it also comes with a sort of bag where he keeps his herbs and stuff like that to do his sort of medicine stuff there. You can see the case has got a quite bad scratch on it, but that's not the end of the world. And the picture is just the classic image, and a lot of you will know this because in the last year they brought out LOGRAY on a vintage collection card, and this is the same image. So this is the UK card, or Palatoy card. I mean, look how tiny that figure is. It's a WICKET. So this figure's just been re-released as well in a vintage 2010 figure. So they are WICKET, Warwick WICKET, or WICKET W Warwick. Shame this card's been mashed up. So, I mean, the only way you can make money on this now is to send it to AFA and get it U-graded. But then that's more money to spend, and you're losing the cards, the Canadian cards. Anyway, there's my rant for the day. Just be if you're posting stuff, send it in a box, not in a packet. Okay, here we've got JINN and ANAKIN SKYWALKER from the Phantom Menace Vintage Collection range, and we've got JINN, which is a re-release figure. Stands pretty tall, looks pretty good with the Jedi robe, lightsaber, and and ANAKIN SKYWALKER as a Jedi Padawan, so he's got his hair cut as he had it at the end of episode 1, and he comes with this sort of Jedi training helmet, a Sith or a Jedi training ball, and a lightsaber, which comes with a really clear blue blade and an unlit lightsaber. And he's quite a short figure, has articulation which I can see in his neck, must be in his waist, elbows, shoulders, I don't know about the wrists, knees and ankles. So it's quite a good figure, nicely detailed, nicely bit of light weathering on his costume. And then JINN looks, ready to start swinging that lightsaber. It looks huge compared to ANAKIN SKYWALKER. So got these from the same seller. I've got the LOGRAY and WICKET from, and I bought these two as a pair for about £9.50, and so that works out about £4.25 each, or thereabouts, or maybe a bit more actually. £4.75 each, which isn't bad compared to what you have to pay at Toys R Us, where you have to pay about $7.99 for these. So that's why I picked them up. Okay, both have US cards. They both have the the Darth Maul statue stickers, and they're both good figures. Okay, nice back on this card. Usually this is covered with a European sticker, but here you can see the sort of 2120 back styling of this card, and it has the 12 figures in the range plus the free ships you can get. So this one is VC80, really nice figure, ANAKIN SKYWALKER. Let's see if I can show you it better. There he is. I'm sorry, the weather's it's just been raining now. It looks like it's going to get a bit sunny in a minute, but still. There's ANAKIN SKYWALKER, lightsaber hilt, training ball, and Jedi training helmet. So there you go, ANAKIN SKYWALKER, and then JINN. So Qui-Gon comes with just a lightsaber, and this figure's a reissue from the Legacy collection. Still a good figure, got a great head sculpt, and it's a great figure, especially with the brown cloak. So Qui-Gon Jinn, Phantom Menace, unpunched, as is the Anakin, and there's the back of the card as well, exactly the same as the other one. So you've got the two figures there, Anakin and Qui-Gon Jinn, two good figures. Okay, there's been a lot of negative feedback about this wave on YouTube, mainly because there's so much of it out there that it seems that only Hasbro is concentrating on flogging episode 1 stuff rather than other figures that people want. So, you know, and that's in America. In England, there's lots of this as well, but there's no sign of the new figures. So, you know, unless you go Forbidden Planet, and then you've got to pay a bit more. And then on eBay, they're really expensive, the latest figures, like the Death Star Trooper, or Death Squad Commander, and Darth Malgus. Anyway, that's two really cool figures. If you can pick them up cheap, I reckon they're worth picking up. So that's why I got these two, because they were cheap. So, nice figures. Alright, later. Okay, here we've got two nice vintage collection figures. We've got Obi-Wan Kenobi from the Attack of the Clones, and we've got Luke Skywalker, Death Star Escape. And they're both really nice figures, especially the Luke. So Luke Skywalker comes on a sort of retro Star Wars double-banded card with the Kenner logo and Luke and Leia up in the top, and it just looks fantastic. The figure's kind of, head sculpt's not bad, the body is a bit sort of, I mean the legs look a bit thin. Comes with a laser blaster, stormtrooper rifle, a comlink, a stormtrooper belt round his waist with a stormtrooper blaster holder on the back, and a grappling hook so he can swing across the Death Star chasm with Princess Leia. The hair's not too bad, it's nicely detailed, looks the right colour as in the picture of Luke there, and overall it's a good figure. I mean, I really wanted this one, so I mean Forbidden Planet is about 11 quid for this, so I got it for about, I think I got these two together, or maybe I think I got these two together, or maybe it's the Luke and well, I got them for a good price anyhow. Same seller as I got the other stuff from, and a guy called Martonks, and he sells on eBay, he's a UK seller. So that's MARKTONKS. So if you want to go on eBay and check out his stuff if you live in the UK, I'm sure a lot of you know him anyhow, because he seems to have a lot of stuff. That Luke's sort of, what do you call it, a kit bash figure. It's made up of other parts of Luke's from 2008, 2009. If you go on Rebel Scum, you can find out what this figure is made out of. Go to the photo archive, and you can find out the origins of this figure. It's a good figure though. I mean, it looks pretty cool. It's definitely captures that 70s look, especially with the sort of great hairstyle and all that sort of stuff. The Obi-Wan is from Attack of the Clones, so it's got Obi-Wan with a sort of closer shaved beard than he had on episode 3, and comes with a lightsaber, a comlink, and his Jedi robes. It's pretty similar to that Qui-Gon Jinn we just looked at. Of the two, I prefer the Luke, just because I prefer the original trilogy more, and I just prefer the Star Wars card. Attack of the Clones logo looks pretty good though, and this is the only Attack of the Clones figure I've got from that wave. So, but they're both good figures. But maybe I got these two for 12 quid, because I wouldn't have gotten the Obi-Wan otherwise. So, but yeah, they're pretty cool. I like the Luke especially. I was definitely after the Luke. And so, you know, nice cards, both US cards, neither have the European sticker on them. There's the back of the card, with a picture of Luke swinging across the chasm with Leia, or just before, and the other figures in the range of that series. And then on this side you've got Obi-Wan on a Saga 2002-2004 card, and that's Outlander nightclub encounter. I don't have that figure actually. So, and then you've got other figures in the Attack of the Clones range. The Jango Fett I wouldn't mind getting. Mace, Kit Fisto, Anakin Skywalker Peasant Disguise. I know you've got Padme as well, and the Super Battle Droid. So, I know that Han Solo is pretty hard to find at the moment, this one here. So, but these are the two figures. Great figures, especially the Luke. I love that sort of retro look to the card. So you've got Luke and Obi-Wan Kenobi. They do meet, but Obi-Wan by then is a lot older. So this is when they're both young. Okay, so got a couple more figures to show you, and then that's going to end my recent eBay haul of modern figures from Martonks. Okay, so I'll take some pictures as well. Okay, so I've got these two figures here, and what I'm going to do, because I keep my stuff on card, is I'm going to put them in this box there. I've already got two lots that I've sealed up. I've just put them in magazine bags, which you can get at Comic Marts and places like that, or Forbidden Planet, and then you're going to tape the magazine bag up, and that should keep these in good condition. I'm going to put the, you know, the stuff you get when you post stuff, that packing bubble stuff, whatever it's called. I'm going to put some of that in there as well to try and keep the cards kind of flat as well. So let's put the two. It's a bit hard to do as I'm doing this one-handed. Let's try. Well, I'll come back in a minute. Okay, so I've put the two figures in the magazine bag, and I've folded it across because the bags are quite big, so I put a piece of tape there. And now I'm going to put the packing bubbles inside to protect the tops of the cards, so they don't bend up inwards when they're stored. So put the bubbles in, and you get this when you are, you know. It's good to keep some of this stuff instead of chucking it away, because it's always useful to protect stuff. And the magazine bags are better than comic bags because they're bigger, so you can fit more into them. For a comic bag, you could fit both in, but it'd be a bit of a tighter squeeze. This way you can, you know, so you've got two figures there. You can see that the bubbles are touching at the bottom, but that's fine. And then, I mean, the big concern is at the top, the cards don't warp too much, so you just shove all this packing bubble in there. Try not to get that down there. And then, Bob's your uncle. It's ready to be taped up now. And then, we can shove it in the box. And then take the box up and store it. Okay? So, that's if you keep your stuff on card. And I collect vintage stuff from the 80s and 70s, so with that stuff I take even more precaution with that sort of stuff. I'll double bag it in a magazine bag and all sorts of stuff. But this, so you can see that this sort of protects the, you know, the card backs. I used to put comic card backs as well. You know, the white card backs you get with comics. You can buy them and stick them as well to protect the card as well. That's what I used to do. I mean, that's what I did with all my vintage stuff back in the 90s. So, you know, and it does work. It works quite well. Okay. So, all I've got to do now is tape it up and then shove it in that box there. Okay, so now it's all taped up and ready to be stored. And so we put it in the box this way. So you've got the bubbles on that side, and then you've got bubbles up here. You've got the bubbles there, and the bubbles there. So they alternate. And then the last lot of figures, I'm going to review these ones, and then I'm going to tape them up. Okay, so there, that's how I store my figures. Okay, you can get magazine bags for about £5 for 100. Not bad, and it's cheaper than using what do you call them, AFA boxes or cases. I mean not AFA, you know, the plastic what do you call them, Protec cases. Okay, so let's get these figures out, review them and all that sort of stuff, and then we'll pack them away. So that's how I'm going to do it with this lot. Okay, and then keep them in cardboard boxes. Okay, here we've got two more vintage collection figures, and we've got the Rebel Fleet Trooper with the Darth Maul statue sticker, and we've got VINDIM Cantina Patron with the same offer, both on US cards without the European stickers on them. Both look amazing, especially the Rebel Fleet Trooper. He looks great. I think it cost me $6.50 from the same dealer as I got the others from, Martonks. Looks great. Comes with a removable helmet, a Rebel Fleet cap or something like that, baseball type cap, a scanning device, a sort of belt you can put around one of his boots, and a Rebel blaster. And the figure just looks very accurate to the movie costume. Just looks great, and the image on the card is fantastic. It's from episode 4, A New Hope, and it's just at the beginning of the film when the stormtroopers board the Rebel blockade runner. It looks amazing. And then with the Star Wars double band, it just looks brilliant. Fantastic. Okay, now we've got the VINDIM. He's a brand new figure. He's a Cantina Patron from A New Hope as well. You see him in the, maybe for a couple of seconds in A New Hope, and he looks great as well. I mean, the detailing on his vest is just amazing, with all the studs and the sort of brownish leather costume he's wearing with the beige arms, shirt arms, and gloves, grey gloves. He has a pistol and a rifle and a glass as his accessories. A great looking figure, especially with the black eyes and the horn coming out of his head. He looks like some sort of cyclops almost, or two-eyed cyclops, a biclops. Okay, so great figure. Looks quite slightly shorter than the Rebel Fleet Trooper, and both look just amazing. I highly recommend these two figures, along with the likes of Walrus Man or Ponda Baba on these cards, Gamorrean Guard. These are fantastic figures, just amazing. You know, how long have we waited for cards like this to come out again, and figures like this to come out? I mean, they did the Rebel Fleet Trooper back in 96, 97, and that was a major disappointment because it was so bulked up and so, well, it shows you on the back of this card. I'll show you the back of the cards. You've got VINDIM there, and you've got here, oops, the Rebel Fleet Trooper. Oops. So, here's the Rebel Fleet Trooper first. As you can see, it's got the original Power of the Force figure there, which was very muscular. Great figure though for the time, but never, you know, it wasn't that, well, I just said it was great, so, you know, I've got about 2 of them at least. And then VINDIM's a new figure. Both are great cards. And VINDIM was about £9. He was the most expensive one out of the lot I bought. But he just looks cool, so I bought him. And then the Rebel Fleet Trooper just looks amazing. Let's see if we can get a better look at the detail. Right, Rebel Fleet Trooper with the, so you've got, if you put the other hat on, he looks like sort of crew you found on the Yavin base. Great figure. And then VINDIM. Looks amazing, especially the head sculpt and the vest and costume. Great figure. Okay, I'll take some photos as well. 2 great figures. Highly recommend these two. Pick them up if you can. Alright, cheers. I know they've been around for a while, but they look cool. Okay, cheers. Okay, you can see the Rebel Fleet Trooper in a bit more detail here. I think he's worth looking at because he's such a good figure. And you can see the head sculpt, the removable helmet, the sort of baseball cap, the scanning device, the costume, the pistol. It looks slightly too small if you ask me, and the thing you can put around his ankle looks pretty cool. So this is a really good figure. Great image on the card back, looks great with the Star Wars logo. So highly recommend this figure, Rebel Fleet Trooper. Great figure. Okay, here's a better look at the Rebel Fleet Trooper, the card back. It's VC52, and there's the Power of the Force first release of the figure. Great, pretty good figure at the time. I mean, we all snapped them up back in those days. Other figures in the range, the Gamorrean Guard, LOGRAY, VINDIM there. So great series of figures, and you know, can't go wrong with this one. This is a must buy. Check it out. Okay, another look, final look at VINDIM and the card back. You can't really put, well, it's a really detailed figure. I mean, in terms of the costume, all those studs in the vest just look amazing, and the figure's head sculpt top notch. And it says VINDIM, Cantina Patron. I think he's a bounty hunter. Looks great, this card. Let's have a quick look at the back. It says the usual blurb, celebrate the blah blah blah. A New Hope 1977. And then other figures in the range, including the Rebel Fleet Trooper, LOGRAY. I've shown those two today. Great stuff. Okay. So, cheers.